Co-cathedral.
¿Ok? Pero tienen que hablar más alto, tenemos tus compañeros que además se van a callar, ¿verdad que sí? Dime, ¿qué querías? Perdona. ¿Qué te estaba preguntando?
Ask him in English.
Ask me. Tell me.
Nowadays,
Yes.
green path
Yes.
is full.
Is what? Is public? No. I mean, excuse me. The only thing about this model, which is not original and is not real, is the city wall. I mean, nowadays, everything are houses. Okay, you don't have no more green areas in here. Where you have green areas and trees, actually we have houses right now. So the wall is not like in Plasencia. In Plasencia there are many sections of the wall that are really visible. Okay? In Cáceres is the opposite. You cannot see the wall as good as you can see it in Plasencia because many houses have been built against it. And that's why 80% of the wall is not visible. Okay? But excuse me, yes?
In the old part of Cáceres live people.
Yes, but not many people. Do you know the population of Cáceres right now?
No.
Does anybody know the population of Cáceres? Many is not a number. Okay, Cáceres has a population around 100,000 inhabitants. That's the population of Cáceres. In Plasencia you have around 45,000, more or less. So we have almost the double of the population, more than the double of the population of Plasencia. And inside the walled area, there's only 400 people living. What's the percentage? 400 of 100,000. Say it in English, please. Okay, wait. ¿Sabes que los ingleses, donde nosotros ponemos comas, ellos ponen puntos? Entonces no sería 0,4 en 0,4%. Percent. Okay, that's the percentage of the population we have inside the walled areas, 0.4%, which is, as you said, nobody lives in here. Unlike Plasencia, where in the city center you have many people living, they might be nearly thousands of people living in the walled area. In Cáceres, it's not the same. Do you know the reason why there's so many people living in Plasencia and not in Cáceres, in the old town? Any reason? No? Okay. Not especially. It's not because of it's very expensive, but there's a difference. Plasencia, the old town, is in the middle, in the center of Plasencia. But in Cáceres, if you see a city map, the old town is in a corner of the city. So the access is not as good as in Plasencia. And it's also a question that in here, most of houses are palaces. And in Plasencia, you have small houses too, and modern houses too. But in here, the average is between 5,000 and 10,000 square meters. So houses are too big for a normal family, and that's why there's not so many people living in here. Most of palaces are offices, museums, restaurants, hotels. That's what we have in the old town, okay? But you were talking about the palace, I'm sorry. It was built in 16th century, you said? Yes, you said it was built in 16th century?
It was built by the king of the Carvajal family.
Yes.
That came from Plasencia to Cáceres. And this building is also known as the Barnett House.
Why?
Due to a fire.
To a fire when? Do you know when was the fire? Okay, the fire that burned this house was in 1895, so more than 100 years ago. So that's why we know it as the burned house, okay? La casa quemada, es como se conoce a esta casa en Cáceres también. Dime. Se quemó in 1895, okay? Anything else?
In the facade of the building, there is a simple art and a coat of arms of the family.
Okay, we'll see it later on. Okay, how do you say the entrance? In Spanish, how do you say it? Fachada. Okay. In English, we say facade. Okay? Facade. With an S. Although you have a C. Sí, es una palabra que los ingleses han tomado del francés. Porque la C con cedilla en inglés no existe. ¿De acuerdo? Entonces es una palabra. Los ingleses han tomado muchas palabras de arquitectura de los franceses y la han adaptado a su pronunciación. Por eso, tú la has pronunciado, no sé, facade o algo así. pero se dice fasade, con una S, como si fuera fasada, pero a fasada quitarle la A al final, fasada. Así se dice fachada, ¿vale? Anything else? No? Great. ¿Le dais otro aplauso por favor, compañero? Do you know who's the man with the dragon there? San Giorgi. La acabo de decir en griego, mira, que tú hablabas griego y no lo sabías. How do you say it in English? Saint George, okay? This is Saint George, and who's Saint George for Catholics? Yeah, the patron saint of Catholics. And when do we celebrate Saint George in Catholics? Which day? September? 25? No. 20, no. 23rd of which month? No. April. Okay. 23rd of April. We celebrate Saint George in Catholics. And why Saint George is the patron saint of Catholics? A ver, me levantáis la mano porque si no todos hablando a la vez complicado. Yeah, he killed the dragon, but what does have to do with 23rd of April? Yeah, because dragons don't exist. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'll tell you the reason why Saint George is the patron saint of Catholics. Catholics was reconquered by the Christians a day of Saint George. So usually Christians took the saint of the day as the patron saint of the city they have reconquered. And as Catholics was reconquered April 23rd, Christians took Saint George as the patron saint of the city. Okay? And that's why we celebrate it. Who's the patron saint of Plasencia? El hombre este.
San Fulgencio.
San Fulgencio. Actually, San Fulgencio and Santa Florentina are the patron saints of the diocese of Plasencia. I don't know if is it too San Fulgencio the patron saint of the city?
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yes.
And the she patron saint is
La Virgen del Puerto.
Okay, great.
That's it.
Okay. Let's go and see the patio.